For a class project, a political science student at a large university wants to estimate the percent of students who are registered voters. He surveys 500 students and finds that 300 are registered voters. Construct a 90% confidence interval for the percent of students who are registered voters. Well, the first step in solving this problem is to determine the appropriate confidence interval, or Z star value, based on the information given in the problem. And we want a 90% confidence interval, which means that the value for Z star is going to end up being 1n 645 thousandths. So 1 and 645 thousandths. The next step is to determine the values of n and p hat. Well, the value of n is the total that were surveyed, and that's 500. So this is our n value. And then the findings are that 300 out of 500 are registered to vote. So therefore, if we take the 300 and 500 and divide them, this will give us our p hat value, and that reduces to 3/5 or 6/10. And now we can take these values and substitute it into our formula to determine the confidence interval, which is p hat plus or minus our Z star value times the square root of p hat times 1 minus p hat, all divided by n. So that will end up being our p hat is 6/10 plus or minus Z star is 1 and 645 thousandths times the square root. P hat is 6/10, and then 1 minus 6/10 is 4/10. So you could do that in your head when it's a little bit easier, and all divided by n. Our n value is 500. And now if we substitute these values into a calculator and evaluate, we find that we have 636 thousandths and 564 hundredths. So we're between 564 thousandths and 636 thousandths. But wait, these are in percentages. So to convert it to a percent, we move the decimal point over 2 spaces. So we want between 56.4% and 63.6%, which is answer choice B.